everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Mimi J. If you've been before, welcome back. If you haven't clicked like and subscribe and the bell, please do that so that you'll be notified when I upload another video. That's what the bell does for you. Okay, this is basically what we're going to be making today, or what I'm going to be making and showing you how to make. It's a project inspired by Jeri-Ann Henson, and I will leave a link to her channel in the description box below. So, this is a centerpiece. I'm going to use it on my patio. It's Farmhouse, shabby chic, and it also has planters. When I started making it, these were the things that I had gotten together. Some of them I did not end up using. I did not use the binder rings. I would have only needed one if I wanted to put one on top. As I decided to put it outside, that eliminated the need for the candles, the little tea light candles, although they'd be pretty indoors. You definitely need the wooden rolling pin and the metal plant hangers. 8 of those is what I used. You could use 6. And when I decided to put it outside, then of course, and decided to make it a planter rather, and I needed 8, so that gave me 3 packs of the little clay pots, some burlap ribbon with the lace on it, and some nautical cord, also some of the small lace ribbon just to go on the pots. And of course you need that, your glue gun, you need Gorilla Glue, and you're going to get screws with those plant hangers. Hold on to those. You won't see me use them, but you're really, really going to need to use them just to make it sturdier. I'm okay with mine. It'll hold together for as long as I need it to hold together. Okay, so here I have taken the screws off, taken the tags off, and I'm getting ready to paint the metal hangers, to spray paint them. I initially was planning to put this inside, and I spray it to begin with some ivory paint. It is Rust-Oleum, but it isn't actually exterior paint. So after I put it together, I'm going to be spraying it another time with an almond colored paint, because they didn't have ivory, and the almond's very close, which is also Rust-Oleum. And so I'll be doing that later. Here, it was a humid day when I had to do this, and I think I was a little impatient because it took a long time to dry. You really want to just do several coats, letting it dry in between. That would be ideal at any rate, and not get too close, although I didn't have any real issues with it pooling or anything like that. It just did get a little windy for some reason, and that caused me a few problems. And really, I think just the humidity. Paint doesn't dry very quickly when it's humid, at least not, especially not on something like metal. And there I am with the rolling pin, the wooden rolling pin, and I'm just going to spray paint it too, and just the same color, because I knew I wanted it an off-white. So after it dried, I brought it inside so that I could put it together. Now, Jeri-Ann does right off, she's measuring, not meticulous measuring, but an easy kind of measuring, where she takes a piece of paper, a circle on the bottom, and just folds it in half and marks on each side, and then folds it for those perpendicular. And you can certainly look at hers. It will tell you how to do that. She will tell you how to do that. I just eyeballed everything, and I thought I was being really smart. I thought, oh my goodness, that Gorilla Glue, that is good stuff, and I'm just going to use that because why in the world would I want to use those screws? Besides, the real reason was my my drill slash electric screwdriver didn't work when I plugged it in, and I didn't want to spend any money on a new one. So I struggle a bit at first. I'm using the Gorilla Glue, and now just regular glue wouldn't have worked at all. I would say don't even waste your time with that. It's just not going to work with the metal. The metal is heavy, and the texture of the metal with the wood, it will not work. And for the Gorilla Glue, yes, it will hold it, but it's not going to be as sturdy as most people are going to want it. And you're going to have to use a lot of it. Notice that when I put it on, I put it on the inside there, the part that's going to go up against the wood. I do eyeball it. You are going to want to be sure that it's real even on the bottom too, so that it will rest evenly. And notice I'm applying pressure. I learned real quick that, learned quickly that you have to put some work into that. You're just going to hold it, and you will feel that the metal is hot. And I did put it on high heat, and because I really had my doubts as to how well the glue was going to hold, after I secured it just on the inside, I went back and I put a row of glue down each side where the metal meets the rolling pin. See, right here you can see I'm doing it on one side. Well, I do it on both sides, and I do it on the top and the bottom. It's going to be a lot of glue, but yeah, you need it. And I realized at that point I just wanted to get this done, and I had nothing that I could do to screw it in. My hands just would not, I couldn't do it by hand. I don't have that kind of strength in my hands, sadly. So here I am on the third one, and I know by now that I've got to get the pressure on there. But I'm also struggling with placing it correctly. And so it's going to take some time, especially if you're doing the glue. And really, it's going to take time if you're doing it with the screws, because it's going to take time to screw them in. And you have such a small space in the middle that you could actually run into trouble with the screws colliding inside there. And that just was something I didn't want to deal with. Although Jeri-Ann does talk a little bit about that in her video if you want to look at that again. She's a sweet person and very genuine and very, very crafty and creative. Lots to share. So, all right, well, I'm on the fourth one now, and moving right along. Not really, I think it was about 1 a.m. when I was doing that. My husband was in bed. Just, again, trying to be sure I had everything eyeballed properly, glued where it needed to be glued. And, yeah, a lot of sitting, a lot of waiting for glue to dry here. And just being sure that I had a decent bond between the metal and the wood. And notice how these are sitting. They don't sit down. None of the metal pieces are going to actually touch anything at the ends, the far ends. They do touch where they do rest up next to the rolling pin. And it's not going to tip over. Everything is so balanced there. I guess if you put something heavy on one side, then it might lean over. But with the pots that I'm going to use, then, or if I use the tea lights, it would be balanced. So more glue, lots of glue, and I did notice, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I do kind of talk to myself when I craft. It's kind of funny. And sometimes I sing. So I decided that nothing I was saying during that DIY was worth sharing, which is kind of sad. But so I cut that out and decided to do the voiceover. Okay, so it's moving along, and I'm getting ready to put the fifth piece on, and again, I'm eyeballing. And I did play with the idea of, what if I turned one this way? Maybe turn the rest of them this way, and nah, it doesn't fit as well like that, and I don't think that would have worked. Okay, so you might notice over to the right, on that side of the table, I've got some little pieces. Some of them are the felt, green felt, and I had thought if I was going to put this on my kitchen or my dining room table that I might want to use those. I don't think you need to. If you were going to put it on some really good furniture or something, you might want to, but not much of this actually touches the furniture. But yeah, it would have overwhelmed my dining room table. As I was thinking about what to do with it, I decided that I was going to use some of the Dollar Tree ribbon, the burlap ribbon, because as I was watching this come together, I thought, oh, how pretty that would be, the burlap ribbon with the lace on it. And I don't especially like the way it looks, in that part where it's got the holes. And so that ends up covering that up. And I don't have a place that shows where I put that on. But really, you're just gluing it down, wrapping it around, and being sure you have one end folded under so that you have a nice clean edge to that. And it does look really pretty. Above it and below it in that section, I use the nautical rope from Dollar Tree. You only need one, and you won't use all of it. And because at the top I had put a lot of extra glue to reinforce it, you'll see when you see the finished product, I also put a round of the nautical rope above the metal pieces, the metal brackets there. Okay, and there I am. Looks like all the pieces are on it, all but one. But each time that I get one on there, I secure it with glue on both sides and secure it with glue both sides if I can still get to it. But definitely, and I think I could, but they are kind of tight here with the 8. And so like I said, if you just want to do 6, that's fine. It's actually a heavy piece here. So yeah, filling in a lot of glue at the top, and you might get a little overabundance. As you see, had picked some of it off, and oh, you can even see the thread there, the little spider web that I'm throwing. Okay, there's the last one. And so now I put on the burlap ribbon and the nautical cord, as you can see it here in this view. And as I said, I put a little bit above to cover up all that glue that's there. Close look at that, and then the final look. Please click like and subscribe. I would love to have you as a subscriber. Take care. Bye.